It's
Hi
us
there.
again. We're back. I'm Katie Rich and I'm in Leppington.
And I'm Joanne Bailey.
And today we're cooking...
Risotto?
Yeah, mushroom risotto.
We're doing the Italian thing today.
We're having an Italian theme today. We did Iranian last time, so it was ironic that we're doing the only, well, more or less the only rice dish that we have in Italian cuisine. We do have others, but this is the main one. So we're doing mushroom risotto. We've found some cheap methods as well in the supermarket. So we're going to test out new products, including ready-made chopped garlic in a tube and ready-made chopped basil.
Just because he didn't have any basil.
Because they didn't have any basil, and we saw the garlic and we thought we'd try it. So we're doing a bit of market research to see how fresh that is and what it tastes like, and if it sort of, I don't know, if it does anything to the taste.
Yeah,
type thing.
That'll be interesting to see.
Yeah, so we hope that you enjoy and give us a thumbs up, show us your pictures if you make it, and just enjoy it. We're doing the traditional way of making mushroom risotto. A lot of people are scared of making risotto, which is why we're doing it.
Included.
Okay, so tell them why you're scared. What?
Because in case it sticks.
In case it sticks.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm going to show you all of the tips and tricks to eliminate that or minimise it. And I'm also going to show
Plenty of oil
you...
now? Plenty of oil?
It's going to be a mix.
Oh, it's going to be a mix, okay.
Also going to show you that you do not need cream in risotto. I've seen quite a few people on YouTube make risotto with cream. We don't do that. We don't have that.
Is that because we're going for a low calorie version?
No, it's because risotto is not made out of cream. It means if you need to add cream, you're lacking something in the cooking process.
Yeah.
So we will talk you through the ingredients as we go. We'll try and talk as loud as possible over the cooking, because before we couldn't all hear always what we're saying. We thought we were quite loud, but
absolutely
not loud enough. So we've got our shandies at the ready.
Because every good cook has a glass in their hand.
Totally. Salute, we'll be back soon. Hello, we are back. So we've just put the stock on. We're back to the good old Oxo that you can get in all supermarkets. So it's a really good one to use because everyone's familiar. You can use bouillon, but this is vegan. And this kind of subsidises the salt that you would normally boil rice in. But of course, because it's risotto, we won't be boiling the rice. This is just normal stock. We've put five stock cubes in here, and we've just filled it with literally a litre from the kettle, so it's boiling. The key to the perfect risotto is to keep it piping hot, so you never turn it off, and you add to it, to this pot, which is where the risotto is going to be, throughout the 20 minutes, and you cannot leave it. You have to continue stirring. So down here we've got the mushrooms. So the key to a really good risotto are the types of mushrooms that you incorporate. Normally you would include a minimum of 2. We've got 3 here. I don't know, it doesn't really show on camera, you know. So here we've got portobello mushrooms. These are the thicker, meatier, beefier mushrooms that hold the moisture. You can use field mushrooms if you like. These happen to be reduced in Sainsbury's earlier. So we've got these, they're ideal. That's a whole punnet. And then in the middle we've got chestnut mushrooms, which they kind of hold their shape. And they give a wooden, like, depth flavour, really woody. And that's kind of remnant of what you would get in Italian fields, where you would just go and, like, pick the mushrooms. And they have kind of that similar woody flavour. And then down here we've got normal, just button mushrooms, white mushrooms, that are really fleshy and will absorb lots of the flavour and lots of the stock really well. But then they'll also release it and draw back in the moisture from the other flavours. So it looks like a hell of a lot of mushrooms. It is a hell of a lot of mushrooms. We've got a punnet of the portobello, a punnet of the chestnuts, and half a punnet of the white mushrooms. But the key is to have nearly 3 times the amount of mushrooms to the amount of rice that you'll have, and obviously the rice swells. So there you go, we'll be back soon. So the stock has boiled over here, and you keep that on a simmer throughout, don't turn it off. And then here we have the big pot. You have to have a big and a tall pot. Because your rice is going to swell, and obviously we're putting a lot of mushrooms in there. We've got olive oil, which is also just from Sainsbury's. Get one that's got really nice flavour in. This has got virgin oils in as well, so the flavour will be quite rich, quite prominent, which is brilliant. And then we've got the oil in here, which we've worked out is about 4 tablespoons. This is the garlic we found. It's in a garlic puree. 1 teaspoon is about 1 clove, and there are, can't read it on the camera, 15 servings in here. So I'm just gonna squirt it in. It will come out. I did take it out. So how many do you think that is?
That's
About 4?
3 or 4, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll put that in. And then the key to a risotto is you need to use a wooden spoon, because you will actually bruise the rice and, you know, damage it. You can bruise rice. I know it sounds like a weird term because it sounds very human, but Italians see food as like part of culture and part of love. So to bruise the rice would just ruin your risotto. You'd know if it was bruised because it would go all like mushy and all overcooked. So you just season your oil to make it garlicky and make it a garlic oil. This is on a medium heat. And you just let that cook for a little bit. So we've just added the rice. This is what we used, Italian arborio risotto rice. Arborio is the best one. You can use whatever you've got at home, but it's not the same. We've tipped the whole lot in because it was about, we kind of assess the rice by a handful as a portion, a heaped handful. But in this case, we'll just tip the whole thing in. You want to coat the rice fully with the oil and the garlic. And basically you're not burning the rice, but you're softening it and almost toasting it in the oil. And you just need to keep it going, keep it moving so it doesn't burn. It shouldn't be popping when we're quiet. It shouldn't be popping, which means it's on the right temperature. If when you're quiet, you can hear it popping, you need to turn it down. So you coat it in the oil, and you have to be really quick coating it in the oil, because the first lot of rice that touches the oil obviously wants to absorb and drink the oil. So I'll keep that going and I'll come back to you in a couple of minutes.
Maybe after my own heart.
Yeah, totally. So now we have pure dairy-free olive, and they do sunflower as well, but I like to keep the olive theme going. The butter version adds a richness to the rice. So I'm going to add quite a lot of butter, which is this amount. So it's basically oil, and continue to coat the rice. We need to coat it quickly because we can hear it sizzling.
So we then graduate from beer to wine. Thankfully we don't have anything that's stronger in the house.
Welcome to our kitchen. So we need to coat it, and it's going to coat it really nicely and add that depth and richness. It's going to start sizzling, but it's okay because it's butter and it's normal for butter and oil to sizzle together. So it doesn't mean that your rice is burning or anything. You can see that it's not brown in any way, but you need to work with it really quickly to fully coat it. And then probably from when you start adding the stock, it's about 20 minutes to cook a risotto. But we won't do that just yet because we're still adding this. And I'll get back to you when I'm adding the mushrooms, which will be in a minute or two. So next we're adding lemon. We would ideally like to have an unwaxed lemon, but because we couldn't get that in the shop individually, we've got a waxed lemon, unfortunately. It just lowers the wax and the toxicities that are in the wax. And we're going to put in a whole lemon rather than half a lemon. If you used half of the amount of rice, then you need to put half a lemon in. And this just gives it the acidity and gives it that citrus flavour. So here we go. This is the rice. Now we've got the lemon juice in it, the juice of a whole lemon. You just keep it going. It's really fragrant. It smells amazing, doesn't it? So it's really fragrant. Most of that lemon will evaporate as we add the stock, but it will still be really lovely and lemony, which will complement the mushrooms, which we're going to add in now.
Okay.
So this is a lot of mushrooms. Don't forget we've got 3 types. We've got portobello, which are these chunky meaty ones that Joanne's putting in more. Yeah. And then we've got the chestnut ones. Don't be afraid to keep them chunky. I think that we're all a bit obsessed with dicing things and making it look pretty, but kind of the edginess and the homemadeness of just chunkily chopped mushrooms that are all different sizes are really lovely to the dish and add really good depths of flavour. So this is the mushrooms and the rice combined. We're now going to add some basil, which isn't going to be very much, and we're going to add it quickly because it's crackling. So we're using our Doody chop puree. Is it going to come out? Our Doody. So we probably need about 2 to 3 teaspoons. Do you reckon that's enough?
Shove a bit more.
It's not squeezing that well, you know.
Looks amazing.
It looks a bit blocked.
It looks amazing.
Yeah, can you squeeze that because it's a bit blocked?
Sometimes it's just really nice like that.
There we go. That's it. That's enough. So we're going to mix that in.
It looks incredible.
Good. And then we will start ladle by ladle adding stock. So I'm going to add stock as you're stirring.
Yeah.
So keeping your stock on the heat at all time, right next to your pot. There's a ladle. In it goes straight away. Stir, 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 and you don't stop stirring. This will take about 20 minutes. Every time the water disappears, the stock disappears, you will add another spoonful. And we'll keep going like this for about 20 minutes. So this is the rice. All of the liquid's been absorbed, the full pot of liquid. And when you go like this with the spoon and it comes back together, it means it's cooked. It tastes a little bit al dente, so it means that you're going to have a bit of a bite to it when you bite into it. I'm going to take it off the heat now. So when that happens, you need to make sure that it's not sloppy. So you can still see individual grains of rice, but when you bite it in the middle, you can still taste a bit of solidarity, if you get what I mean. It's still a little bit solid. So when you pinch the rice, it's soft, but you still have some white inside it almost. And that's really what makes the risotto. So I'm just going to let it sit. Just let it sit and let it soak up. And then we've got over here, you can get Violife vegan cheese, but this is Tesco's grated hard cheese. The Violife one comes like a Parmigiano Reggiano in the quarter, the actual same shape as Parmesan would normally come. So that tastes more like Parmesan. I don't know how this is going to be. Or if you can't get hold of that, you can have just grated cheese. It's not very Italian, but cheddar style. Or if you don't like Parmesan, you can get that from Sainsbury's. Both from Sainsbury's. So I'll show you what it looks like now. And then I'll show you when it serves. Just as a side note, you can see that at the beginning, it looked like there were too many mushrooms. Now you can understand why we require so many mushrooms and the varieties included. So it's really mindful that your pot will be filled here and you'll get this much rice. So just remember that. This will probably feed maybe 4 in an Italian household. Maybe more if it's non-Italian. It's a joke, I'm joking. But yeah. So you can see it's still got lots of moisture, the grains all separate, but at the same time it's quite creamy and just slides down the spoon. And it separates easily down the middle but comes back together slowly. So that's how you want your rice to be. Is it? Tell them.
Delicious.
Is it good? Serving as well.
Looks good.
Looks good. You've not tried it yet.
I can't tell you if it's delicious or not.
So we've just got it with salad, just basic salad, rocket, tomato, cucumber, really good flavours, and balsamic. And then we've just got this. And we've got a little bit of oregano to garnish because we couldn't originally get basil, but then we went to Tesco and got basil. So there you go.
I haven't got any lipstick left. So that is the end of the video.
Yeah, it was great.
Thank you so much for watching. We hope you enjoy making the risotto and that you show us your pictures.
Absolutely. Looking forward to seeing them.
We'd love to see them. Take care.
Bye.
God bless. Bye.